All right. This is your host, Isaiah Israel, and this is the WMB Show. Welcome. And like every other Monday, this is Inspiration Monday, where you can hear and see people overcoming fantastic odds. The true humanity of people who have overcome fantastic odds to succeed beyond their wildest dream. And sometimes it's not about money, it's about principle. And we're going to be covering a couple of those tonight as well. So stay here, stay relaxed, and stay woke because this show is all about you, all about us, and our ability to overcome any and every obstacle with faith. Faith doesn't make it easy; it just makes it possible. And so when it's possible, all dreams can happen. And when you are focused and you are determined and you will not stop until you reach your goal, that is what it's all about. And humanity's ability to overcome its willpower is just fantastic. It is beyond your wildest dreams, your wildest hopes, your wildest thoughts. And there are some really fantastic people who have overcome fantastic odds. And tonight on the show, we're going to cover that. So get ready and let's get at it. Wow. It is still buffering. I don't know what the heck is going on. But we're going to get it resolved. And I'm just hoping you guys can really appreciate the content that I am bringing to you. On Monday, you're going to be covering people who have overcome fantastic odds and just living a positive existence of what that means, positivity. And I covered that over the last two episodes of the last two Mondays because Monday is Inspiration Monday. And Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday, we're going to be covering political, economic, spiritual, and social um, events that is going on in America and around the world that will affect you or is affecting you and can affect us in general. And on Friday, just Workout Friday, where we can just laugh and have us a good old time and just really looking at different memes that are just hilariously funny or coming across people who are just genuinely funny. You know what I mean? Not like the Dave Chappelle comedian kind of funny, but just people who perhaps done some outrageous things that really makes you want to laugh. So if you're hearing some outside noise, that's just me living in the barrio of Conani and the Dominican Republic. So I'm sitting here doing it live or as a pre-recording. So I'm hoping that whoever car is at, they can get it stopped. But we're going to keep on going and keep on moving, and all of those things will get worked out, and we'll just take it from there. All right. So tonight, like I said, we're going to be covering uh, positive people doing positive things. But first, I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding what the whole purpose of this show is about. It's not only about me and my ability to write, and I have written, quite a few books. But the most current ones is The White Man's Burden of Lies and Deceit 1, which is what you are seeing right now. And also, book 2. They are ebooks that are available on Amazon.com for about $18, $19 for each one. And I would advise that you buy the ebook because there are lots and lots and lots of links that you can click on and you can verify the information and you can check them out and making sure that they are above board and that they are facts because this is what we do. And this is what I stand on, truth. Truth is truth, even though no one may want to believe it. But a lie is a lie, even if everyone believes it. And that's what this show is about, putting truth on a proper throne and authority over lies. Because in a world in which we live, the Trump world, alternate facts don't count. And facts do count. And you just cannot argue the fact that you are hearing me right now on my show on YouTube, WMB of Lies and Deceit, and to say that I'm not doing it. So, with all of that being said, I just want you guys to be able to really, really get to the heart and soul of your own being, to climb the mountaintop of your own being, of your own mind. Because if you look and think about it, the promised land is in between your ears. The more you water it with knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, the more you're going to get out of it. Period. You must control your mind, that controls your mouth, that controls your actions. Because everything that is good or bad begins in your mind. So you have to be able to really become conscious of that and to be able to say to yourself in a more positive of ways that I am whatever you say that you are. That is your true name. I am great. I am wise. I am smart. I am understanding. And however you end it is how it will be. Because you are calling things into existence. You are God upon the earth. And this is what people need to understand. That when you begin to see yourself as God, you will begin to build pyramids. But for as long as you are looking and searching for God outside of you, you're going to go to church and looking for God rather than looking in the mirror to see the true master, which is you. There is nothing greater than yourself, and you must be able to see greatness in you. And I came across a couple of memes today, and one that really stuck out was Muhammad Ali. Now, he wasn't always the greatest, but when you can vocalize it and you can see it in your own heart, soul, and mind, and you can vocalize it, speak it into existence, and then by action winning, the championship boxing, people begin to associate. Yeah, you know, when they say the greatest, automatically they know it's Muhammad Ali. Automatically, because he has put that thought across the world, penetrating people's minds. Not only that, he was a man of action, a man of principle, a man of character, a man of integrity, and a very, very kind man from what I've heard. So, and not only did he vocalize it and know it within himself and believe it within himself and have faith that he was the greatest, people accepted that. And this is where you get the power of virtue, the very essence of God. That when you begin to not only see yourself as great, others will associate greatness with you. And so, as he lived his life, and at the end of his life, he truly became an enigma. He truly became an American folk hero. And I can't explain it any better than Muhammad Ali, a man of principle, a man of integrity, and a man of character, and a very, very kind man. And I had the opportunity to meet him when I graduated from high school, and I think it was his granddaughter or grandniece that graduated with me. So much kudos to him and his family, and may his soul rest in peace. And so as we look down the road here in today's episode of Positive Living and Existing, you're going to have to really come to the forefront of your own dreams, of your own goals, of your own reality, or whatever that may be that you are confronting. Now, it might be some family members who, talk down to you, don't believe in what you're doing. That's one thing. But when you concur with that and you don't fight against it, not internalizing that hurt or that pain or those words, whether they be said jokingly, but in a jokingly serious way, you know what I mean. or just pure hate or pure misunderstanding, you cannot take it personally. You must see beyond that because everybody is not going to be able to see what you see. I mean, just think about it. All of these things that are going on in this world that we have right now, whether it's a computer, whether it's a memory stick. Hell, I remember when a memory stick, 5 gigabytes, I think, or whatever, 1 gigabyte, was as big as a living room. Now it's down to the size of a thumbnail. So everything is possible. Only impossible exists in the dictionary of fools. And the more you water that 3 pound mass of gelatin we call a brain, the more you get out of it. And this is what I want people to be able to see, to be able to feel, and to be able to know that you are greater than what others have said, and perhaps what you are saying as well to yourself. You must be on point. You must be conscious of what it means to be happy. And happiness is simple, and I've covered this as well. Happiness means doing the thing or things in your life that give you meaning, purpose, sense of direction, and fulfillment. And when you have that particular key, that key will open the door to fame and fortune, to whatever degree that you want. And then again, your life and our lives, or anybody's life, are not measured by money. Money is great. You can have $1 million, $1 billion, $20 billion, and you can be as rich as whatever. But what do you do with that money? How do you increase the peace within the family, the human family? What can we do with money? Why is there people starving and homeless? I know we live in a capitalistic society, but that doesn't mean our people, the American people, need to suffer. And so, as a greater impetus or emphasis on what is important, we need to look beyond money, beyond big houses and big cars. How can we increase the peace, and how can we make America better and to be able to live up to its creed that we the people hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are given the right to life, liberty, and again, happiness. When you understand what happiness is and those 4 elements, God, you will become a God upon the earth. Because everything that is good and everything that is bad is happening because of our actions and our choices. You are free to make choices, but you are not free from the consequences of those choices. And so it is very important for people to understand that they want good consequences to happen to their lives or in their lives and in the lives of those who are coming behind them, the younger generation. It must be taught. It cannot be a happenstance. Positive attitude is more than just an attitude. It's the way you live your life based on virtues and sidestepping the 7 deadly sins: greed, gluttony, sloth, envy, pride, wrath, and lust. It is a must that you exemplify by example the virtue of life, character, integrity, frugality, resoluteness, and the most important and powerful religion of all, kindness. That will draw people to you more so than anything else. And this is the whole purpose of the show. The white man burden is not about all of the things, hateful things that people have done or white people have done to black people. And I've covered that in great detail. I don't think I have to really keep summing that up. But the idea is that justice never sleeps. The idea that good always wins over evil. The idea is that right wins over wrong all the time. And so when you can understand that the line is drawn in the sand like Moses, that you must stand on the right side, the just side, the good side, or suffer. And this is what is going on. This is the battle between Set and Osiris, between evil and good, or good and evil, however you like to put it. And so we must understand that there's a battle constantly going on, waging within each and every one of us. Two wolves, the good wolf and the bad wolf. Which wolf wins is the wolf you feed. As an individual, as a group, as a people, as a nation, as a world, we must be conscious of this. And this is the reason why so many people are so um, uh, latent, are so dismissive, are so what's the word for that? Like they don't care, you know what I mean? Like they got their own thing, they playing their PlayStation or they watching their news, they don't care. You gotta care at some point because what is happening to one can happen to you. And as a family, as a nation, as a world, we must be accountable and hold people in power accountable, whether that's in the corridors of power in politics or corporate America or corporate wherever you may live. And so we have to really put our foot down, people. We have to really band together and fight against evil and put it into its smallest corner. Now that doesn't mean we're going to do away with evil, because how are you going to know what good is if you don't know what evil is? How are you going to ever know what justice is if you don't know what injustice is? How are you ever going to know what love is if you don't know what hate is? So these two sides of the coin are always with us. But we can smash it into the smallest corner, 99.9% good versus evil, 0.001% or however it is, or whatever it is. So it is on us. It is incumbent upon us to take action, political, economic, social, and spiritual, and wake up to fight back. Because if we don't, we are being irresponsible to the next generation of kids that will come up, that will look to us and say, you failed, we're going to take the helm now. We have the onus and we have the responsibility of doing that. But before I get into, what the whole show is about, I really, I know that this comes as a couple of days short of Forgot Friday, but I had to. This was so funny. I had to include it. But we're going to take like a minute or two and look at it because it was just too funny not to mention it tonight. So sit back, relax, and I'm going to play it and we're going to be right back. All right, so it is coming up right now and just hold on to your seat. We're going to take a minute. Matter of fact, it's just a little bit over, under a minute. So here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Mr. Hawkins, you are not her father.
Come in my heart, you still my child.
Miss Ewing, do you know who her father is?
Yeah, I do.
And it's
His brother.
Mr. Hawkins' brother?
Whoa! Didn't see that come.
Hell no, to the no, no, no.
Now, I really, I really fell out. I'm sorry. It was too much for me not to mention that. And I'm going to mention this again on Friday, Freak Out Friday, because I was just crying, laughing. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be freaking joking me, right? So, excuse me. I know this is Inspiration Monday, but damn it, I just needed to do that. But we're gonna get on and move on now, and really talk about some people who are just positive people doing positive things and really making a difference in people's lives. And Reggie Bush is one of these people who just kind of found it odd before we go on. Just just to say that this guy is beyond the extreme. So it's the topic is that Reggie Bush paid Mr. $3 million to get an abortion, but now she's 6 months pregnant. I know this might be a little bit off to the side of what tonight is all about, but not really. Here you have a woman who is 6 months pregnant, not willing to sacrifice her child for $3 million. That's integrity. Reggie Bush just needs to step up to the plate and just pay his bill. He already did $3 million, and take care of his kid, the mistress. If you're gonna play, play. That's all what this is about. So this woman had character and integrity, and she said, "Hell to the no, to the no, no, no." I mean, how ridiculous, how insane can Reggie Bush be? And this woman said, "No." I mean, she's not going to turn down $3 million. I don't think I would if I was a woman. And I got with a famous football player or whatever he is, and I'm his side woman. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna take the $3 million. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna get an abortion, and then don't, and then have my child, and then you really gotta pay up. But that's what happened. That's what Reggie Bush is all about, I guess. And I just don't see how he could do it. Um, so we move on. And sometimes it's not just about money; it's about principles. And this is one of the things that I like about this Amazon tribe. They won their position in court, and it's coming up right now. Excuse the delay here, but yeah, I mean, they went to court and they won, and uh, the Amazon forest has been saved, and that's the main point. Corporate profits is one thing. Corporate responsibility is a whole nother thing. You cannot keep taking nature to the brink of disaster and expect for it not to react back. But thank God the people were very vocal and very adamant about their culture, their language, and their people, and where they lived. They don't live in mansions. They don't live in a concrete jungle like normal people, perhaps, if I can say that, normal people do in a capitalist society. These people are living their lives how they want to live it, period. And much kudos for them. It wasn't about money per se. They're not millionaires, but they're billionaires, trillionaires in the eyes of their own people because now they stood up to corporate America and the corporate giant and won. Now I hope that that stays and that remains. But here you have it. Amazon tried wins lawsuit against oil, saving millions of acres of rainforest. And much kudos to them. And like I said, it's not about money all the time. It can be, and it is about being a principled person and a principled nation and a principled world. And we need to really, accept that and really fight for what we believe in and fight for what we want. And if you're not willing to stand up for something, you're going to fall for anything. And that's the whole point. Also, this particular young man, like I said, it's not all about money. And this guy stood up and he faked like he was a teen and caught the child predator who was pursuing his 13-year-old daughter. Now I don't know if he was in the school and got into the school as a preteen or teen in order to defend his daughter, but I give him much kudos. And if I were the judge in his case, you know, give his give him a chance to say his piece and to see what the whole gig is about. And to be honest, I would let him go if we didn't kill him. You know what I mean? I don't think his daughter was seriously hurt or killed or what have you. But this is the guy. Father pretended to be a teen and caught the child predator who was pursuing his 13-year-old daughter. Now, as a father, I know I would be highly incensed if someone was trying to, rape my daughter or kill my daughter or beat my daughter or any of my children. And, I'll give my left hand to make sure that that person will never get up again. And I think that shows a lot of character on his part, a lot of integrity. And perhaps, his emotion got to the best of him, and hopefully he didn't hurt the guy. Excuse me, he didn't hurt the guy too badly. But then again, some people, in this world we're living in, where people are saying they're transgender and they go into the women's bathroom raping, now that person deserves to be dead. No prison time, no nothing. Because it's really getting kind of crazy and wild. And to be honest, there are some people in our legislature in the United States and around the world who want to make or lower the consenting age. And these people are pedophiles. But I digress. And to move forward, I really want to talk about this guy. This guy is a doctor who works in curing the deafness of people who have problem hearing. And so he came up with a way of um, operating in the middle ear, which has never really been done before that I know about. But then again, there's nothing new under the sun. But this guy is really from South Africa. This guy is really taking transplanting with using 3D technology to a whole nother level. And I salute this guy. And he says, it says, South African doctor cured deafness with its first ever middle ear transplant using 3D technology. Now he says a South African doctor in his team successfully pioneered a transplant of a patient's middle ear using 3D technology to cure deafness, making it the first in the world. So you can pretty much Google it and for yourself to see the guy. It doesn't matter what race he is, but the idea is that humanity can speak volume. Humanity has the potential to do great things, and this is what it's all about. And as a doctor, as this guy is a doctor, he's serving humanity to the best of his ability. He's bringing forth technology that has never been done before, that he's the first to do it. And the fact that he was able to help people to hear their mother's voices, their father's voices, the voices, or the sounds of the world around them that when they didn't have any means of doing it. Much kudos to this guy, and it's not always about money. And I'm quite sure this particular doctor is making tons of money and teaching other people his new technique and bringing people from the edge of deafness to being able to hear like normal people. And this is what it's all about, people. How can I improve not only my life, but the lives of other people? And how can we improve the world and making it better, making it more whole? Because to be honest, to be a holy person, Holy, you must become a holy person, Whollly. Holy in terms of knowledge, holy in terms of understanding, and holy in terms of wisdom. And like I said before, those are the three precious gems of Solomon. And when you can exemplify that in whatever medium that you are, that you are specializing in, then people are going to be drawn to it. And this is what it's all about. How can I improve my life and the lives of others so that when I am pointing to the direction of the promised land, it is not in Israel, it is not in Africa, or any other part of Africa or the world. It is between your ears. And the more you water your 3 pound mass of gelatin we call a brain with knowledge and understanding and wisdom, the more you get out of it, people. The more you can imagine and the more you can see, not only with your physical eyes, but with your mental eye, your third eye, and to be able to create, to be able to invent, to be able to motivate and to move mountains when others weren't able to do so. And to move forward, I wanted to talk about this particular young lady who is quite young, 10 years old, math genius who just enrolled at college. Incredible. And it just goes to show that a lot of people are genuinely smart. I mean, the last time I was on this show and we were talking about motivation and people living a positive existence, I spoke about this young man who was only 6 years old and he's looking to become a nuclear physicist and a doctor or astronaut, one of the two. And 6 years old, he's already enrolled in Oxford University in England. This was some years ago, so he got to be about maybe 15. So there's no telling what kind of degrees and other things that he probably have invented by now. But this young man is just truly operating at a genius level, more so than Einstein and whomever else that people consider smart. But this particular young lady is a mathematical genius. And it says, meet the 10-year-old math genius who just enrolled at college. And her name is Esther Okadi, the 10-year-old math prodigy. And it says Esther has always had a flair for math, and now she's enrolled at college. At first glance, Esther Okadi, I guess that's how you pronounce her last name, okay, seems like a normal 10-year-old. She loves dressing up as Elsa from Frozen, playing with Barbie dolls, and going to the park for shopping. So she's a normal kid, but she just has this ability for math, and incredible. I really, truly love these kinds of stories about young people. It's just being natural geniuses, I guess, and you just take it from there. And with that being said, we can move on to just speaking in general. That when you are so focused on your dream, so focused on your goal, so focused on what is motivating you to your highest height that allows you to climb the mountaintop of your dream to overlook the promised land of all of your desires is worth it. Faith without work is dead. In order to succeed, you must have faith to know that you can succeed. Faith does not make it easy, it just makes it possible. And when you know and believe and know, that is what faith is. And that anything and everything that you face, no matter who it is or what it is, you're going to overcome it. Because that is your will. Your faith is your will to overcome anything that is in your way. And so I just want people to feel encouraged. I want you to know that you can do it and you will do it because you know what it takes to make it happen. It's just like riding a bike. I haven't ridden a bike in years, but I know I can do it. I believe I can do it because I know I can do it. I know I can do it because I believe that I can do it. And so having that rock solid faith of knowing and believing and knowing, no one can come up to me and say, Isaiah, don't get on that bike. You're going to fall off. You're going to hurt yourself. You might get killed. I'm going to look at them like, lost their damn mind. Come on, man. I know how to ride a bike. I know how to tie my shoes. I know how to go from here, from my home to the store and back. Because I know. And no one cannot tell me that I cannot do it. And for whatever it is that you want to do in your life, it is the exact same attitude. You might not know now, but you have to believe. You might not believe now, but you have to know. And once you are planted within a firm, solid ground of believing or knowing, the other part will come along. You just have to keep the faith and knowing that the answer will come to you. Knowing that all of the people that you need to show up in your life to help you move forward, they're going to show up in your life. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts, there's no room for doubt because your faith will not allow it to happen. Your faith will not allow an ounce, a drop of doubt to enter because you are keeping it clean. You are removing any weeds of doubt from your destination. And so, when you begin to see it, like, when you were in first grade and you were thinking about going to second grade and third grade and 10th grade and graduating, that's 12 years of faith. You didn't know if you were going to make it or not, but you believed you were going to make it, and that was enough. And when you have your other friends and buddies going to school with you, that makes it more comfortable because they are in the same boat as you. They have the same goal as you. They are doing it along with you. And so when you can multiply your effort through other people and of like mind, there it is. We have 8 billion people upon this planet that you can turn to, and you don't need all 8 billion, just the people who are truly in your corner, who can see your vision, like they did for Apple, like they did for Amazon, like they did for a whole host of other companies. They didn't start out as multi-billion-dollar companies. They had an idea, they talked about it and worked it out, they planned it out, and then they worked that plan and planned to work with action. Faith without work is dead. And so when they began to grow, they began to attract the attention of venture capitalists that invested into their businesses and took them public. And now Amazon is sitting up with, I don't know, $200 billion in cash. Apple has $500 billion in cash. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Apple was the first trillion-dollar company to hit a $1 trillion market cap valuation. And so when you look at that, you guys, you have to think, you have to believe, and you have to think outside the box. You have to think big. Don't think small because as you are thinking big things are going to happen to help you fit that big jacket or that big shoe because you are calling it into existence, period. And so, I just want to close this out and just go on to some important things because, I'm a picture kind of guy. And I believe in pictures and I believe that imagery is so very, very, very important. Because, I can sit here and I can tell you about, my house and what it looks like. But if I show you a picture of it, it's more meaningful, it's more deep, it's more thought provoking. Like, oh yeah, really nice house. Oh wow, that's really, you know, blah 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 blah. So imagery is very important because it's gonna stay with you, and you're gonna remember this show. And like all the other shows that I do, I use imagery because it stays with you. It's like how do you say it? Like peanut butter sticking to your ribs or whatever, however they say it. But we're gonna go to the first one. Now, I've talked about this lion before, and you can see the ferociousness on his face or her face. I guess this is a lion or a tiger, whatever it is. But you can see that the lion is very focused, very determined, will not stop until it reaches his or her goal, and will decimate whatever that is going on in front of it because it is determined to get there. Now, in looking at this lion or tiger or liger, you have to really become like this animal. Nothing in front of you is going to keep you from your goal. Staying focused, staying out of trouble, making good choices, and living the virtues of life, character, integrity, frugality, and being kind, and sidestepping the seven deadly sins: greed, gluttony, sloth, envy, pride, wrath, and lust, and not allowing doubt to conquer you, not allowing doubt to control you, and not allowing the words of other people to dictate what you can do as an individual, as a man, as a woman, as a child, as a people, as a nation, as a community, as the world. We can do it. But we got to be focused, we got to stay focused, and we got to squish negativity and negative people in the most smallest of corners possible. Faith doesn't make things easy, it makes them possible. Faith doesn't make things easy, it makes them possible. And that's all of what what it's about. And we're coming up on about a 40-minute into the program. But I really want you guys to understand, keep the faith, knowing that you're going to make it. You might not be able to see it, but you can feel it. You might not be able to feel it, but you know you're on the way. You might not be able to know that you're on the way, but you must believe that you're on the way. Each and every day. I don't care if you move a half an inch, half a mile, 50 miles, a billion miles. You are on your way. And one of the other things too, you have to realize that you have to respect the laws of life. If you are in a relationship, there are relationship laws that you must respect. If you want money, there are laws to money that you must respect, or else you're not going to have it. If you are not being respectful of the laws of nature, then things are going to go awry. I mean, you just cannot go up on top of the roof and jump down or jump off like you're Spider-Man or something, or you're going to fly like a bird, right? So, you have to respect the law of gravity. You have to respect the law of money. Money says, I will work harder for you than you would ever work for it, but we must work for money first and then put it into the fertile soil of money. Now, that might be stocks, bonds, commodities, futures, options. And we're going to cover that too, because we're going to have a special episode where I talk about stocks and stuff like that. And if anybody has been following me on my Facebook page, Isaiah Israel, you know I have a Facebook page as well called Wall Street News and World Report. Now, if you had invested into the stock that I talked about on that particular page, you would have gotten back 3,400% over the last 4 years. That means for every dollar you invested into the stock that I talked about, you got back $34 for every dollar that was invested. So, I'm all right. I'm not bragging or anything. My past examples is not a guarantee of my future examples, but I'm very dedicated to making sure that when I give a particular stock advice, that particular company is really, really, really good and stable. And so we move on. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequence of your choice. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequence of your choice. And this is so, so, so very important. That people need to become conscious, woke, not oblivious, not caring about tomorrow. Because today is cash on hand, yesterday is a canceled check, and tomorrow is a promissory note. So make sure that what you are doing now, and this is the power of now, that you are doing everything that is possible to make that promissory note to be $1 billion, whatever it may be, or $1 million, or whatever promissory note that you have in your mind that you want. Because like the Amazon tried, their promissory note was making sure that the Amazon rainforest stayed how it is, and they won in court. So it's not all about money. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. Sometimes you just gotta give a thumb down to a lot of negative people who enter your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. And give the thumbs down. You don't need anybody else trying to pull you down and keep you down. Hell, you can do that by yourself. But you need to be the CEO of your life, and you need to extricate and to erase and to disemploy people who are not truly in your corner. That means family and close friends too. You know what I mean? So we have to be very careful about the kinds of people that we have entering our lives. All right. Now this is the other thing. You have to be so careful about what you are seeing in the media because we are being manipulated. Hate is a multi-billion-dollar business. Whether it's racial hate, religious hate, social hate, you name it. And people are making money, and we cannot be apathetic as a nation, as an individual, as a people. We cannot allow, our employees, the politicians, to run off and do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it and how they want to do it and say what they want to say. They are working for us, and this is what I'm talking about. Um, we, as a people in America and around the world, must stand up and stop being apathetic about the things that are going on in our lives. We know damn well that there's no one that is attacking America. America is attacking the world. There's no reason for America to be in wars all over the world. There is no Al Qaeda or ISIS. America are those entities. There's nowhere in the world that people outside of the United States came to America and flew planes into the Twin Towers. Now, a lot of people might want to say, yeah, they flew in, yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. But look, what plane flew into the Pentagon? And you mean to tell me that the United States never responded, never sent up a plane to shoot it down? They just let it come in 100 miles away, 50 miles away, 25 miles away, 12 miles away, 6 miles away, 3 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile, 10 feet, boom. That there, that tells me a lot that something went on. And they can account for $21 trillion. Somehow $21 trillion they went up in smoke. Our government is blowing smoke up our asses. The twin towers were destroyed, and it was an inside job. Period. The plane that went down, I think, was I don't want to I can't remember the state, but it went down in I guess Philadelphia, some field, right? There was not a scrap of the plane found nowhere, no bodies, no nothing, no wheel, no black box, nothing. I'm just saying, but we need to just question a lot of things. But to me, and as far as I am concerned, it was an inside job. Period. And no damn way in hell a plane is going to crash into the Pentagon, and the Pentagon doesn't send up a plane to shoot it down. They were told not to take action because they were stealing $21 trillion. But I digress. Oh, excuse me. Now this is Muhammad Ali, and like I said, he was a man of character and integrity, an American icon. We all have the same God. We just serve him differently. Rivers, lakes, ponds, streams, oceans all have different names, but they all contain water. So do religions have a different name, and they all contain truth, expressed in different ways, forms, and times. It doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, or a Jew. When you believe in God, you should believe that all people are part of one family. If you love God, you can't love only some of his children. Like I said, the man is of great character and integrity, well known throughout the world. That man could have gone. As a matter of fact, he went to Iraq, and Saddam Hussein was so enamored by him, he just let the Americans go. This is the kind of reputation that Muhammad Ali had, and he still has. His name holds power. His name holds power. His name holds power because of the fact that he was using the power of God, the power of kindness, the power of integrity, the power of character. And his character never waned. May his soul rest in peace and God bless his family. Now, may we ever choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Now, I chose different for a reason because sometimes doing the right thing just seems harder and people prefer to go along with the get along. Now, a lot of people might be offended by what I talk about, especially when it comes to white people and black people and the race relations in the world. But it's time to find peace. And the only way we're going to find peace is if we disrupt uh, the dispeaceful ways in which people are lying about who they are, what they are, and where they come from, and why they are where they are right now. And this is what this show is all about. The white man's burden of lies and deceit must be revealed. You cannot allow a lie to keep going without it facing its opposite truth. Period. But I digress for a second. May we ever choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Now, in a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. Now, I know we're living in a capitalistic society that was based on a feudalistic society that became a capitalistic society. But there's no way on God's green earth that veterans should be homeless and going crazy, hungry. There should not be a child going to bed hungry, unless that child wants to be hungry, or family being outdoors or hungry. Now, I know capitalism says, those who have to go make the rules. And that's the kind of system that we're living in. And, it's a very divisive system of rich and poor. But at some point, your humanity must stand out, and your humanity must be heard. That you have enough money if you got $50 billion, you got $120 billion. That's more than enough. Hell, no, I don't even think it takes $2 billion to, house our American citizens and giving everybody a base salary of $50,000 a year. And the money is going to be going right back into the global economy, the American economy. It's not like, they're going to be saving it, and they can still get another job and make more money. But this is what I'm talking about. There got to be, and there must be, a base salary for everyone and free health care, at the very least. Because America is spending entirely too much money fighting wars, creating machines of death. That it just absolutely bespeaks our moral character, which I think is greater and better. Two principles for a happy life. Use things, not people. Love people, not things. I think that's pretty easy to understand and not really get too involved in, in that. You guys can understand what that's about. Now, this one, another woman who came from abject poverty and was a slave and told that she would never amount to anything. This is the colorized version or picture of Madam C.J. Walker with her Ford, 1910s. She was born to slave parents and became the first female self-made millionaire in America. Now, if that doesn't tell you that you can make it and that there's nothing that's stopping you from doing it, and she had every reason not to be able to do it or to convince herself that she's not capable or worthy, I rest my case. Now, the thing about Madam T.J. Walker is that she was living right down the street from Rockefeller. And her so-called slave master didn't come and yank her off her pedestal and her wealth and said, get back on the plantation and start picking cotton. He just said, or they just said, well, she woke up now, you can't mess with her. That's it. You can pull the wool over some people's eyes, but you can't do it all the time. They wake up and they move on. Now, this one is kind of personal. See, I'm a Jew and I love being a Jew, but it's more than just being a Jew in terms of a religion. It is a way of life for me that helped me find the way of life for me. And I'm hoping that any religion, like Muhammad Ali stated, is seen the same way. It is a way of life that helps you find the way of life for you. And to be honest, these so-called wannabe Jews that are just really killing innocent men, women, and children have been doing it since the 40s and since their liberation war for Israel. It's a bunch of malarkey. It is nothing but colonialism present day. And the true indigenous people are black Palestinians who were taken off their land. Period. Free fucking Palestine and get your asses out of there back to wherever you can. Poland, Russia, you know, like the lady who said after she was the front row White House correspondent. So I concur with her. Now this is a picture of Yemenites, and they are just being squashed, and I just don't know. This is the saddest picture and a testament to the cruelty that we can do to one another. Skin and bone, this little girl. I mean, we should just be ashamed. If we really should. And this should not be happening. And as the greatest nation on the planet, we're allowing things like this to happen. Not only allowing it to happen, but taking part in it. Because if we're not stopping it, if we're not taking an active role in making sure that all people are free, then we're not living up to what America stands for: life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Now, a lot of people may have a problem with this guy. They might have a problem because he's gay. You know, that's his business. But he did not lie when he said on CNN, we have to stop demonizing people. White people have to stop demonizing people, start to believe and see their true demons. They are demonically possessed. White people are demonically possessed with the demon of white supremacy and white superiority. There ain't a damn thing superior about you. Your skin color is not dominant. It is recessive. You did not pull yourself up by your own bootstraps to make it in America. You cheated and stole and killed your way to the top. And there's some rather drastic consequences for that. You are free to choose, but you're not free from the consequences of your decisions and or choices. And this is what white people need to face. Not me. You need to be about it. You need to be able to admit it and to accept your role as a two-bit player in history, not the main characters and the main people who civilized the world and created every civilization on the planet, which is black man and woman. And realize that the number one threat in this country is white men, white boys, white women, white girls. White women birthed these demons into existence and taught them, plain and simple. And this guy, I mean, this might be funny. Obama's America versus Trump's America. Either way it go, however you like to put it, this man overcame a lot. And he's another one that, I didn't like the fact that he came up with Cobbling Asian. But that's what he identifies with. He doesn't see himself as being black, but we all know he is. Perhaps he doesn't know, like I know, the history of the world. And I would encourage Tiger Woods to buy my book and to be able to read it and accept it and to move on. And to know that he is more than what he had gone through. That what he has gone through has made him a better person. So much kudos to you, Tiger, for winning the Masters again, and many more to you. You are not responsible for the programming you received in childhood, but as an adult, you are 100% responsible for fixing it. Now, if you've been programmed to believe in lies, you are responsible 100% for fixing it with truth. If you are an adult and you've been programmed to believe lies, white people, then you are responsible 100% of the way to fixing it, replacing the lies that were put into history books, making you look better than what you really are. You must face the reality that you are delusional, that you are mentally ill, that you are not white, that you are not European, that you are not Aryan or Anglo-Saxon or Caucasian. You're just a black person who came from Dravidian albinos that mixed with normal black people who created you. And you just got here from 5,000 years ago. You cannot compare your age with your mother and father, who is a black man and woman. We're just 2 seconds older than dirt. Okay? Okay. Okay? Okay. So let's move on. I just want to make sure that you guys understand. All right. Now you talk about being able to overcome a lot of odds. My own company, Marco Bellini, which is what the MB stands for, and this is my logo. We're going to be coming out with our own line of clothes. Now I've been through a lot and trying to learn the fashion industry, trying to find people, investors. I cannot tell you how many venture capitalist firms dealing with fashion that I sent, my business plan and the executive summary out too, in order to see, and I might be able to catch some investors. But what we're going to do soon, and I'm going to make sure that you guys are aware of that as well, is that we're going to be on Indiegogo in order to raise funds in that way and to go public within the next 6 to 8 months. And I'm very excited about that. And also that you never give up on your dream. This is one of the things that I really love, fashion. And, we work with only 18 karat white and yellow gold as well as platinum buttons and other accessories. We only deal with chinchilla and Russian sable fur and the best of fabrics around the world. So much kudos to my manufacturing plant in Peru and other places. We will see you soon. But then again, never give up, never give out, and never give in to your dream. Never ever do that because you are living your dream. You want to see a legacy or leave behind a legacy of achievement for your children to let them know that you can do it and you will do it and just stick it out. It says facts will never give a fuck about feelings. Ain't that true? Facts will never give a fuck about feelings. And this is what my book is about. The white man's burden. Facts are what they are. They don't give a damn about your feelings. They don't give a fuck about your feelings. Get out your feelings. Accept facts for what they are. And you will see your whole world turn around, 180-degree turn. And this is all what I expected. We're at the hour mark, and I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that coming tomorrow night, we're going to get back on the grind Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday. We talk about my book. We're talking about political, economic, social, and spiritual happenings that are going on in America and around the world. And I think I have covered quite well my book. So if I do make any references to it, it'll be in passing. So over these last couple of over the last week, over the last 2 weeks since I started the show, I think I did a pretty reasonable and good job in making sure that people understood, uh, you know, what the show was about, and the whole nine. So again, you guys can check out my book on Amazon.com. It is available in an ebook series 1 and 2. This is 1, and this is 2. And we're going to be making a bid for you guys to buy the ebook because it's a lot better than a paperback. And in the paperback, it does have links, but you cannot touch it in order to see what I'm talking about. So please buy the ebook because it's a lot easier. You don't have anything to carry around with you. And like I said, you can just touch the links, and then you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. And again, um, we have to do better, people. There's no if, there's no and, there's no buts. As a nation, we owe it to the future generation and to the generation of young people who are living today to reveal the truth to them. To get off this pedestal of white supremacy because you guys are not superior at all. You guys have been pulling the wool over black and brown people's eyes to the point. Well, it was necessary in our eyes for Martin Luther King to give his life, Malcolm X to give his life, Medgar Evers and others to give their lives, and a lot of other people, and they getting shot and stabbed and beat up for nothing. To fight for the right for integration in schools, Brown versus the Board of Education, wasn't necessary. White men had been part of impartial in the U.S. Supreme Court and every other court throughout the land, state, local, and federal. The KKK reigned supreme in the U.S. Supreme Court in its beginnings, and they made it a fact in their mind that it wasn't necessary to give niggers anything, as if their benevolency counted. It doesn't count. The 1866 Civil Rights Act was all that was needed. It covered everything. It wasn't just for black people. It was for everybody. White people were liberated from slavery as well. And in fact, as I have stated before, black people were prisoners of war in America. That's what the Tripolitan Wars were all about. But I just want you guys to understand that this lie of 1966 Civil Rights Act is a bunch of bullshit. And the FHA Act of 1968 is bullshit. All of that was already covered and made clear and plain in the 1866 Civil Rights Act for the greater good, the stem and bone of all Americans. It was never overthrown by the U.S. Supreme Court. They're lying. Congress has the right and the onus and the responsibility to making sure that the 1866 Civil Rights Act is enforced. And every relic and every appearance of a slave act or what have you is done away with. There is no Plessy versus Ferguson. Black people are Americans by law of the 1866 Civil Rights Act. White folks' hands are tied. They don't want you to know that. They cannot not give you your rights. It was already written in 1866. Anybody that says anything different, you need to tell them to take a straw, stick it in their asses, and drink the creamy brown shit out of it, because that's all they're doing. They're talking shit. They talk shit because they know they ain't shit. They ain't shit because they're talking shit. That's it. They're playing game. They're playing the color of law game. It looked like it's legitimate. It looked like it's fair. It looked like it's right. But it's done under the color of law, which means that that law has no force and effect at all. None. Take a look at Jones versus Meyer, a racial couple, an interracial couple, who fought and won the right to live in their neighborhood where they wanted to live, but white folks were getting all funny and out of pocket. And did they use the 1966 Act? No. Did they use the FHA Act of 1968? Hell no. They knew that the 1866 Civil Rights Act for everyone, not just for black people, was the shotgun that they needed to put into the face of the U.S. Supreme Court. And the U.S. Supreme Court said, okay, well, you can go, you want. There was no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. Jones versus Meyer, Mayer, and Jones, you know how to spell it, Jones. Jones versus Meyer is a Supreme Court case that does away with everyone or anyone who tried to deprive you of your rights. It is a right, a civil right, not just for black people, but for all Americans. Now, I want you to subscribe, and if you like what you heard, and it is factual, and everything that I say is full of facts, then please subscribe, and please try to donate. And if you want to support our channel, you can do so on Patreon and also on PayPal. There's a way in which you can do that as well. Also, check out our t-shirt and mugs. You can get that, the WMB show t-shirt. There is a link under the description. You can go there and click it and read about what the show is about. And also click the link for the t-shirt as well. So with all of that being said, I'd like to take it from here, and knowing that tomorrow night we're going to start with our normal programming, and it's just going to get better from here. And I know I would love to do a stream live, but we're having problems. We're going to get that rectified as soon as possible. And like I want to say right now, peace and good things, and always stay black, always stay positive, and keep it moving. Don't ever allow anyone to tell you that you cannot make it. You can. Peace and great things, and stay black. I'm out. We're going to run that again. It's a little bit fast. I don't know what the heck is going on with that. It's buffering too, but let's play that again. All right, peace, stay up and stay black, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And we're out of here. Peace.